Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. In the last episode we came here to Snowhead Temple, and this episode that's what we're going to be working on. We found a new enemy which I've killed entirely. They're called white bows, and now it goes to the black bows of the other place we were, Woodfall Temple. First up here there's this massive brick. You can only push it as Goron Link, obviously. It will not surprise you to know that Goron Link's going to be fairly important throughout this dungeon. We've got a white Wolfos here, shield, and then just punch him one, and then shield. And then once he's hit, you punch him one again. That door's locked, that door's frozen, which means the only way to go is here. Immediately you can see something useful here. I am going to switch some stuff around. I want the Great Fairies mask there, because obviously in this dungeon, once again, stray fairies are a thing. Let's turn back human briefly. And there's got a lot going on here. We've got these things here. Can I scan them safely from here? There we go, yes.
It's a freezer. Watch out for its icy breath. I hate the cold.
But what I can really want to do here is free that stray fairy and then bring it in towards me. Much like in Woodfall, there are 15 stray fairies to free over the course of the dungeon. Likewise, you'll notice we're still shimmering because there's another one down there. Free that. And it will also drift up towards me. Wonderful! Now, as Goron Link, we can obviously cross this mess here, and this has been made much easier in this version of the game. In the older version, ooh, bugger me! In the older version of the game, that ice could actually, knock you off course. Here, no, you can just go straight through it. It seems to be entirely ceremonial, which is slightly strange, but there you go. We could cross over there, but we actually want to go upstairs for now. And there's a real Bombchu in here, who we can just go up to and shield, and that should usually be enough. And there is, somewhere in this room, well, there's Finance. Finance is always great. But there's, oh, there we go, the Freezered. Again, Goron Link's Fire Punch is just really powerful, especially against ice-based enemies. If we crack this open... we get the dungeon map, which is great to be able to see. So if I bring the main map screen up, we can have a bit of a look at just how big this dungeon is. And it's quite big, but most of its rooms are quite big. It's just, well, you'll see soon kind of the central kind of plan of its layouts. Stray Fairy just floating free in the corner. And there's nothing more we can do in this room for now, so let's head back downstairs. Now, as I mentioned last time we were here, we can jump over there. Fun thing about Goron Link, he can't jump. Gorons are just too heavy to jump, so you have to switch back to regular Link in order to be able to safely make that jump. And now, welcome to the main part of Snowhead Temple. You have this colossal central chamber with this huge pillar in the middle of it, lava at the bottom, ice along the sides. And this is what we'll be dealing with for the majority of the temple. Everything else is basically subsidiary and works around this central chamber. This is the core of the temple, really. I want to head through this gold door first, and you've got these kind of blocks here. If we pull them out of the way, then we can get behind it, where there is a chest which contains a small key. I actually now want to set something else up in this room. We ain't going to be able to actually make full use of it for a while, but do I push this quicker if I have the Goron mask on? I have it in my head that I do, but I had it in my head a couple of episodes ago that the gold dog is faster, which is also apparently not true, and this doesn't seem to be much faster at all. But I guess I just think it because there's the big blocks that you can only move as Goron Link, but these are not those. But either way, I want to shove it right into this corner, and basically that will let us jump from there to there, and there's oh, bugger, don't pull it back, you silly sod. Well, I was too busy moving the camera around. We'll be dealing with that probably next episode, all things considered, but hey, useful to lock in place, makes a chest appear up there, which we can jump across to in quite some time. For now, we want to head back into this kind of central chamber. And you'll notice, if we look to the right, come on, there we go. This red door is frozen, but in front of it is a torch. If you shoot an arrow through the torch, you make yourself a little fire arrow, as we saw in Woodfall. Well, apparently not. It'll have to be right next to it then. There we go. And you'll notice if we go through this, that was the door that was frozen here back at the entrance. So, you must recognise where we are now. If we let this fella hit us, come on, Come on. And there we go, and stab. Nope, there we go. Because you have to wait for them to hit first, and it's dodge, and then shank is the best way to take them on. Oh, it usually only takes 2. How weird. There we go. I must have mistimed the first one slightly. But yes, we can now, being back in this entrance area, we went through that last time, we can now go through, of course, this locked door. Now here there's a lot of stuff going on. There's some Wolfos and there's a load of frozen shit. I don't really want to deal with any of this, so let's go straight to opening this chest up. And that gets us the compass, both useful for just seeing around the map on the bottom screen. I now want to use bombs here. If you haven't got bombs, use the blast mask, because they're free bombs in some ways. But since I have got bombs, I may as well use them. Because I'm going to cock them up anyway. There we go. And then I'm going to put actually the lens of truth back on, because we're going to need that again fairly soon. If you haven't already got the double magic meter from Woodfall, go back and get it. It's bloody handy to have now. In this room, as you can see, we've got a load of shit that needs breaking, and we've got a load of these stalactites in the ceiling, which are like the ones that originally blocked the way to Snowhead. They take 2 shots, and after the second shot, they fall down and break any ice underneath them. So let's just shoot through all of them. So with that dealt with, we can now kind of explore this room properly. You'll notice we've unlocked quite a lot of finances. They're just hanging around. And here, look at that ledge. How strange it looks. Hey, it's in fact a Lens of Truth area. Stuff with Lens of Truth is absolutely just as real if you don't have the lens on. I believe 9 times out of 10. I think chests you might need to actually have the lens on in order to interact with the chests. I do like the little flip that Link does in this game. That's novel for this game. Oh, you can't make it up there, can you? Oh dear. Well, this is probably the way to do it. Whoop! There we go. This big rock here, if we switch to Goron mode, we can smash through it. A bomb would work on it, but it's also just easy to whack it as Darmani. And that gets us another small key. Wonderful. And I'm just going to hop down there because 20 rupees, not to be sniffed at, ladies and gentlemen. And Link's sweet side flip as well. There's nothing more we can do actually in this room. Is there? There we go. No, so we just need to head to the locked door over here. So this is a bit of a puzzle room here, but first we just need to take care of enemies. So here are white bow. Just calm down and attack it. Yeah, there are a lot of them. Okay. Best way to take out bows is to curl up and do the old Goron ground pound. Easy. Takes more light than one. Now we've got a couple of switches. Pound one switch and it'll raise another one. So pounding that green one there raises the green platform. Pounding yellow raises yellow. Sneeze. Oh, it's the cold in this temple, you know, it's really... Oh, it's interfering with my sinuses. Tattle here, you'll see, says,
What, you think you can push down this button just by standing on top of it? You're gonna have to find some way to pound it down.
Yes, nice and obvious, isn't it? So, that blocks the exit to the room there, but raises that yellow one up. To get over there, remember what I said earlier, Goron Link can't jump, so we have to switch back in order to hop over here fully. And now we have a second switch available, so we need to switch back again. I must say, it's one of the things I really like about this game. The dungeons use like the different transformations of Link fantastically well. What we want to do here is now pound this one. And that raises that. And now our goal is to pound this one again. Which then reverses the previous one and unlocks the way out to the door. So now we have both aligned in a way that we can hop up here. And then be up on this side, except now the way through to the door is open. Wonderful. Except I fucked up and forgot about a stray fairy. Timing-wise, is this still going to be okay, or is it going to lock behind me? No, because everything's reset. Wonderful. This is a bit of a sneaky one. If you look up into the ceiling, with your Lens of Truth on, you will find there is a fairy up there. Again, you can probably shoot that one and free it. Yeah, there we go. Without... You usually don't have to see through Lens of Truth stuff. If you just know where stuff is, it'll work fine, but... I mean, I'm trying to show this game anyway, so I probably should. Fifth Stray Fairy. Wonderful. Through we go. So here we're back in the central chamber again, but we're much higher up. Don't fall down or you're going to have a rough time and have to do a fair bit of backtracking. But for now, we can cross over. And we can't go through that room, obviously, because it's frozen up. But we can go over this snowbank to the side, carefully speaking. And we could cross over and go to the other side there, but that's no use to us at the moment. Or is it? Actually, that's exactly what we want to do. That was a damn lie, was what that was. Because then crossing over here, There we go. Time for one of the game's most bizarre bosses. So I am going to switch up my inventory a little bit. And in we go. Introducing the Wizrobe. We kind of saw fiery Wizrobes in Ocarina of Time. Here we get this weird ice Wizrobe. Wait for him to appear, and then it's a Wizrobe. You'll get his chance to strike right before it starts to attack. Be on the lookout. So, what you gotta do is wait for him to start appearing, but if you get too close to him while he's appearing, he'll fuck off, like so. But, what you want to do is basically stay just about a bit away from him. Yeah, because if I get too close to him here, he'll fuck off. Bunny Hood really helps here. Wait for him to be solid, and then go in, and a jump attack is particularly nice if you can land it on him. This is... Basically, you can also just shoot him with arrows, but arrows really don't do much damage. A jump attack does 4 times as much as any one arrow, but it can be a bit hard to close the distance on him without the Bunny Hood, so... Oh, he's doing that thing. Here, 4 will appear. Look for the one which is solid, which is that one, and that's the one to hit. You could also roll between them and then use the Goron Fire Punch, but that's not always... it can be slow to do that. When he's real, he will dance for a couple of seconds and then he'll hit you. He's not managed to hit me so far, nor will he at all, because he's a very stupidly easy boss, quite frankly. And our reward is, indeed, the very dungeon item. And we got the Fire Arrow. Power up your arrows with magic. A direct hit will put the heat on your target. Aim wisely to set objects aflame and melt ice. Oh yes. Fire arrows, ice arrows, and light arrows were not particularly well used in Ocarina of Time, but they all feature rather heavily in this game. Rather than being like a weird upgrade to the bow, they are a completely separate item which you have to put on separately. But there we go. So they use our arrows, which is why it's handy that we got the quiver upgrades we did. But also they use a little bit of magic. We won't be using them right away. First, we're going to learn 2 new tricks about Goron Link. Number 1, if you roll up into a ball and roll off an edge as Goron Link, you will take no fall damage. At all. It's great. Ah, fire bubbles. Ooh, no, didn't even get a chance to scan him, I just killed him out. Number 2, there we go, red bubble. If it comes at you, get in the defensive position to bounce it back. Look at that, perfect. Number 2 about Goron Link, as you probably saw there, he can just walk in lava. Goron's fully immune to lava, and heavy enough to weigh down this switch. And in the meantime, let's talk about the music in this dungeon. I find it really creepy, Stray Fairy. Have a bit of a listen to it. Oh, fuck. I don't want to be down here. Well, we can use this Deku Flower to get back up, and there you go. There's a bit of a listen to the music. It always seriously creeped me out as a kid. The only way I can describe it is it sounds like something's coming. And this, for whatever reason, this music just kind of fed into that classic nightmare. Maybe it's not a classic nightmare, but certainly there I had a lot of the, you know something's coming for you, but you're frozen in place and can't move. And this music just got that. It was and still kind of remains pretty anxiety-inducing. This ba-da-dum, 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 bum, 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 bum. And it's right. This music is right on the boundary between being like music and being just like spooky background noises. But it's just, yeah, you've got this feeling that something's coming, and it freaked me out a bit as a kid, I must admit. As you can see, we've used the fire arrow quite a lot. We've used it outside to open the way into this room. We opened 2 doors, actually. One's there and one's there. We just used the one that we happen to be a bit closer to. Why are we so zoomed in? What the fuck is this? This is a very bizarre camera angle for Zelda. What the hell? Oh, I must be in, like... Ah! I've discovered a glitch. I'm sure I'm not the first person to, but that was quite cool. Anyway, through here is where we indeed want to go. Now, we have a switch here, which, if we hit, will do something rather interesting to this central chamber. That whole pillar is now raised up. We need to do various things with that, but the best way to do that is get back to the entrance of the dungeon. And what happens, I ask you, if you use the Song of Soaring while you're inside a dungeon? Indeed, you get the option to sort the entrance. Very handy. So the bows are back here, but I'm just going to ignore them entirely, and this Wolfos is back, but I'm going to ignore him, and go through here, which is what we want to do. Now we're in this room that's got a lot of nonsense going along that I mentioned, but we can deal with most of this now. So first off, I want to kill the Wolfos. Come on, hit me. Stop trying to hit me and hit me. Wallop. There we go. And there's a second one over here. Both of them just tend to get stuck in corners quite easily. Did I hear a third one, actually? Well, we'll figure that out in a sec. No, I didn't. So, various things to thaw. Obviously, you saw that's the main function of fire arrows, is thawing ice. No more hot spring water nonsense. We've got that there that needs thawing, that there, which gets its own separate cutscene for some interesting reason, and then that bit over and then that bit over there. Oh, fucking Christ, that chest bounding box is ludicrous. Right, let's slap on this switch. And that makes a chest up there. We'll be getting that shortly, but not right away. Up next, we want to slap bombs on. I've only got 3 bombs. Fuck, this might get a little on the interesting side, because this is not the easiest maneuver to make. Just because we need to time this for when the bomb's about to explode. Oh, there we go. Nailed it in the first shot. Brilliant. My Great Fairy's mask has gone away, because I had to use the Deku mask to get up from that last place. Come down to me, Mr. Fairy. Miss Fairy. I guess the Great Fairies are female, so the shards must be female as well. Maybe. Or maybe that's not how that works. Who knows? What we need to do here is push this in a very specific order. In this case here, we want to push it in this location first. Direction. Because this is one of those slidey block puzzles that Nintendo loved oh so much in the late 90s and early 2000s. Looking at U-Ice path in Pokemon fucking Gold and Silver. With it in that position, we can climb onto it and up here to grab the chest that we made appear with the switch, which contains... a fairy. Wonderful. We now need to push this back into a slightly different position, so we push it that way. Yes, there we go. Then right. And then left again. Wonderful. And from there, once again, we can climb up it. And up and through here, to somewhere I told you we were going to come back to later, and I don't lie to you, viewer. Oh, but how do we get over to that chest? Oh, thankfully we placed these blocks here earlier in the episode. Ah, yes. Chekhov's gun strikes once again, and we get ourselves another stray fairy, our 10th one. And we're going to hold it there. We've actually done the vast majority of the temple, really. Like, if we look at the map, I can't be asked to switch the screen, so just look at the bottom screen. You can see, actually, we've only got a couple of rooms left to get in it. 1 or 2 right at the top. Which is the advantage of raising that pillar, but we've actually explored the majority of it. We've got the dungeon item, and next episode we're just going to be getting the boss key and heading through to the end of Snowhead. Thank you very much, and good day.